Hi all, welcome to the channel. This is Eerie Knight of the Pseudo Posse, and today I am going to show you all an easy, viable late game stage melee horde base. In researching this video, many of the melee bases I saw were early to mid game. The late game melee builds I did see are heavily reliant on a ton of electric traps for a simple reason: to compensate for the fall in DPS of using a melee weapon versus using guns and explosives. As we like to do on this channel, I wanted to challenge myself. Jesus Christ, I'm getting my ass whooped. What's the challenge, you dare ask? We're going to use a limited number of electric traps on a max game stage day 7000 horde. The glaring problem, of course, is how do I handle all the radiated and demos I will surely encounter with the overall lack of DPS? My solution is crowd control. If I can throttle the amount of zombies I fight at any given time, I won't get overwhelmed with my lower damage output. The goal is straightforward. We need to limit the flow of zombies to me while preventing the other zombies from breaking through to me or outright destroying the base I build. And we need to do this using no electric.
Oh my god, this is amazing. I love it.
As I said, I want to keep electricity to a minimum, and I would rather save them to directly help me melee the zombies versus the crowd control aspect. I decided to use a concept I developed in my Darkness Falls AFK base, wherein I filtered zombies across 3 levels by using wedge narrow blocks to slide zombies down into a pit. Go check that video out after this one if you haven't seen it yet. The slide is constructed with the wedge narrow low blocks below a set of cube quarter meter blocks, and below the wedge narrow low is the wedge narrow middle blocks. Anyway, in order to escape, the zombies had to cross another shorter wedge narrow block slide. Since it is shorter than the top slide, some zombies can make it across and the rest fall down to the 3rd level, where they need to traverse another slide to get back up to the 2nd level. Some will get stuck at the bottom, but most will make it up to the middle. By controlling the length, height, and wall of the slide, we can throttle the flow of zombies and disperse them. Leveraging this fact, I wanted to make a more compact version of this without building a sprawling labyrinth of shafts and tunnels. Secondly, I wanted to experiment with tweaking the pure wedge narrow block design. As it turns out, if the slide is high enough, zombies will have trouble even crossing a 2 block length slide. The reason for this is zombies cannot jump on top of other zombies to reach the other side if the height of the slide is too low. Not enough zombies make it across for my taste to have a steady but reasonable grouping of zombies reaching me in order for me to bash in their skulls. I don't want to make another AFK base here, so we need to adjust this design to suit our needs. The strategy is to adjust the block configurations and make it harder for zombies to pass over the higher we go up the tower. So at the bottom of our tower, at the first wedge narrow section, zombies are going to pass. We place below the cube quarter blocks, the cube 3/4 blocks, such that the 3/4 meter edge is parallel to the pathing surface. This is the easiest section for the zombies to pass. Next level up, we do the same configuration, except the block adjacent to the path they are coming from, we keep a wedge narrow low block in that left position, thus only having 2 cube 3/4 meter blocks. Still very easy to pass, but if zombies get bunched up a bit, some will fall down. The next few levels are a repeat of a different block configuration. For this configuration, we adjust the previous setup by moving the center cube 3/4 block down 1 spot, and we replace the rightmost cube 3/4 block with a half cube plate corner block. This is essentially a cube half block, but with a back plate so that we don't have a gap in the wall. Just an aesthetic thing. It is oriented such that the half meter portion occupies the lower half of the block volume. Orienting it on the top half will cause zombies to jump up to it, which slows them down, but greatly increases the chances of zombies beating on the block, which makes it inconsistent. At the top of the staircase, at the last wedge narrow section, we remove the cube 3/4 meter block and replace it with the wedge narrow low block. We keep the cube half plate corner block in the same position and orientation. Orienting this block such that it occupies the top half of the volume would make it even more difficult for zombies to cross, but I want a larger grouping of zombies to reach me. At the top of the tower, we have our fighting platform, which is accessed by this ladder. We have got 3 pairs of electric fence posts to stun the zombies that reach us so we don't get overwhelmed. The 2 blade traps are optional, and I'll show you guys what it is like with and without them active. This is our kill zone and where we will spend the entirety of the horde using our melee weapon only. So let's get to it. Oh, we got our first guest.
That's a lot of fuck shit.
A lot of fucking shit.
Yeah.
I'll turn off the blade traps. They're being a little too effective right now.
Oh, I keep hitting base. I feel the spear, the perfect weapon.
Yeah, pokey.
I saw you said there's no electric, then why you still have electric fence wire there?
To stun them so we don't get overwhelmed. And the blade traps are there as an option. The blade traps are just there to, like, kill if you start getting overwhelmed, but I think we'll be fine.
Think so?
Yeah.
You don't think they will break?
Nope. So here's what we can do. I can do the clear out option here. Just sauce them down. Turn that off. So if you ever start feeling like you get overwhelmed, you can just turn those on.
Yeah.
So you see, like, normally on the high game stage, you know, you would be fighting a lot of, you know, high tier zombies, and at that point you really wouldn't want to use melee weapons because they're not putting out enough damage, you know, over time to kill them fast enough. So the idea of this configuration is to throttle the zombies such that only a few of them get to you at a time, so it becomes manageable to melee them down. So that way you're not fighting like all 64 at once and just getting fucking swamped. Put the blades on. Spinny, 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 spin.
I like a crossbow, but the crossbow can only do one at a time. That's annoying.
It is.
That's why I stopped using it after.
But that's also not a melee weapon, my dear.
Oh. Oh, it's fine. It's not a weapon. No, it's not.
Definitely not a gun. Not gun level. So I guess,
Yeah.
audience, let us know if it's allowed.
Well, I said a lot.
I think it's borderline, just because it probably does about, you know, the damage of a melee weapon, because you're only doing one shot at a time, in essence.
Yeah, it's so slow.
Yeah.
It took them a while to get to us.
Yeah, well, they'll come in like little batches, you know.
Wow, I love crossbow.
Never heard anybody say those words ever in the history of the world.
Why?
Well, actually, in the history of 7 days. In reality, historically, they were fucking OP as shit. Good shot, Taco.
Yeah, I'm always headshot now.
You've definitely gotten a lot better with that over the years.
I feel it's kind of AFK a little bit.
Well, we're using elements of the AFK base that I made in Darkness Falls, essentially, but we're not using it to its full AFK-iness. You know, we're using it to the point of throttling the, you know, the flow limit of the zombies up to us, while not eliminating them reaching us. You could certainly make this an AFK base really easily by readjusting all the slides that I had constructed down below to basically prevent them from reaching us. But we chose not to do that here because this is not an AFK base, this is a melee base. And I think probably we could adjust it more to maybe get a few more of them to come up to us.
So for the armor, you prefer to wear military armor?
Well, just because since we're doing melee and stamina is a factor, it has less of a stamina drain than wearing the heavy steel armor. So you can then melee more without having to, you know, recuperate the stamina.
Love that.
Cutting the power lines, we're done talking about it. A spark turns into fire, and we're not sorry about it. If you're not sleeping tight, you know we're onto something. You hear the streets are crying, ocean turns into fighting. Take it to the streets, hit, control of the wheel. Take it to the streets, hit, control of the wheel. Warning's been spread wide, you can't do none to stop it. Posing is bona fides, but you're only causing riots. Words move from mouth to mouth. Justice is also troubling, all the way from north to south. It's been a long time
Here,
coming.
cheers.
Cheers, Taco.
You are drunk as shit.
That is the way to be. That is the way to do
Yeah.
the Horde. Drunk as shit.
Wow, I can see two of you.
Perfect. That means double the DPS.
What is the DPS?
Damage per second. So it's just a measure of how much damage you're doing. So naturally, a gun can put out a lot more DPS because you're shooting multiple rounds, you know, a second. Whereas with this, you're doing, you know, one swing every couple seconds. Makes sense
Sure.
for you non-gamers?
Oh my gosh. Wow, it's already 4?
Already 4. Easy
This four
peasy.
can't be easier.
Yep, nice and easy. Didn't even feel like it was day 7,000. Didn't feel like it was day 7,000 max game stage.
Okay?
All level 300, all 720 game stage.
Even Posse is 700.
Yeah, even Posse is. Didn't cheap out.
Oh.
Yeah, very effective. So why don't we go outside here and take a look around, see what happened. All right, let's go ahead and survey the damage, shall we?
So easy.
All right, so, you know, took a little bit of damage there. So a lot of these strategic blocks I made steel just because they would go down super fucking quick just being concrete. I see, like, this one's 7,000. That would have been half dead if it was concrete. Okay, it doesn't look like anything is destroyed. Some damaged shit. Cut down here. All right, we're almost at the bottom. Oh, that one's kind of lowish. Yeah, that would have been destroyed if it was concrete. But yeah, so nothing vital was destroyed. It held up pretty well and consistently. And that's the name of the game. And that's why we configured the blocks like we did in this way. Because if you adjusted the position and orientation of some of these blocks that it replaced the wedge and arrow ones, then you would have blocks be destroyed during the Horde. And so we don't want that, and that's why we did it this way. And yeah, that's pretty much it. How do you feel, Taco Bear? How do you think it? How do you think the Horde went?
So damn easy compared with what I just did in the Wasteland Warrior. Oh my
Yep,
god.
so easy, so effective. And the beauty of this way is you can adjust the number of zombies that reach you, based on the number of levels you have and the blocks that you use in the wedge and arrow sections to make it easy or hard for them to cross to get to you. So you can really control the flow rate of zombies up to you. And we could have made it harder. We could have even made it even easier. And that's the beauty of this situation, or that's the beauty of this strategy, is that you can control essentially how many zombies reach you. And that is how it's done, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment below. Let us know how you would change anything to this base design, or if you have any other suggestions and tips. We would love to hear them.
Wow.
And with that, yeah, Taco?
You secured your reputation back in this build.
Thank you, Taco. I really tried. I really tried.
I I can feel it.
All right, with that in mind, folks, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And your support means so much for this channel. Have anything to say, Taco?
Oh, no. I'm just like, I just want to do the Horde again, you know? It's just so easy.
Right? It's just so damn easy and effective. It's so damn easy and effective. But yeah, I hope you guys can make great use of this design philosophy in your own base designs. Let me know what kind of shenanigans and designs that you guys can come up with. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys can do with this concept. So, again, thanks for watching. See you next time.